Now let's check out the first application. In this application, we use a text file with rating from Morningstar, and the rating was given to a list of fonts. On the right side, you have a piece of the text file. The first column shows the name of the font, and the second shows the title, and the last column shows the rating given by Morningstar. So this application will count how many times each rating is given. Right? So at first, we need to import the necessary packages. And in PySpark, we need Spark Conf and Spark Contact classes. And later on, we have a few more lines that we set the configuration. So from Spark Conf, we call the setMaster method to set to the local mode running on the local machine, and also we set the app name, the application name, and the result is the configuration object. So the configuration object is given to the Spark context later, and the result is the Spark context object SC. Okay, and later on we will call the text file method of the Spark context object and give it the path to the file to create an RDD, and the RDD is named lines. And then we call the transformation method on the lines RDD, and we pass each item or each line in the text file through a function, a lambda function. The lambda function, this is an anonymous function. So take the argument x, and basically each line which is x, each line is split based on the comma. So after this, you have three columns, and you select the last column, because this is a zero-base index, so 2 means the third column, and return the result in rating, and rating is an RDD. And then call the count by value to return the result into RDD, into result, sorry. And then we form an order dictionary. We sort the result and return the result into sorted counts, and then we have a loop for each key value in sorted counts dot items. We print the key value. Okay, so now let's see how the code runs in Spark. So we run py spark in the command prompt mode, and you can see um, here we don't because we are in the interactive mode, so we don't need the two lines that specifies the configuration and the Spark contact object. So I just copy and paste the code into py spark, and um, the result, when you run when you call the collect methods on rating, you can see um, what really ratings contain. And basically a rating contains the ratings given by Morningstar, and then later on we call the count by value to get the count by values, and then we run through the loops and print the result. So finally this is the result. Rating number one, rating 1 is given 24 times, rating 3 is given 19 times, rating 4 is given 19 times, and rating 5 is given 18 times. NA is given 19 times. With key value data, we have several other methods such as reduce by key. Reduce by key combines the values of the same key. So for example, if we call reduce by key on the RDD with the function, the lambda function, taking two arguments x and y, and in the function we have x plus y, then this method adds values of the same keys. And instead, if we call reduce by key but we use the max function, then this gives the max of the values of the same key. Group by key groups values of the same key, and sort by key sorts by key values. With key value data, if the keys are not affected, then using map values and flat map values is more efficient than using map and flat map. Now let's check out the second application. In the second application, we use a text file containing the stock price for Yahoo. The first column shows the date, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth show the open, high, low, and close prices, and we have the volume and the adjusted close price. So basically we need to compute the average stock price by month. In order to do so, we need to grab the first column, and from there we extract the month and the year, and also the last column, which contains the adjusted close price. Now let's see. Let's look at the function. The function pass line takes a line from the text file and split the line using the comma. right? Because we have comma between columns. And then store the result in fields, and later on we get the first column in fields 0 and stored in date time data. Date time data stores the month, day, and year. So we can also split the date data using the forward slash and store the result in datetime array. And later on, we grab the first column and the last column, which are the month and the year, and then we concatenate them together and store the result in month, year. Also, we get the last column containing the adjusted close price and cast the data into float and store the data in ADJ close and return the month, year, and ADJ close. Okay, next we call the text file method on the Spark context object and give it the path to the file, to the CSV file, and then from there we create an RDD, namely lines. So then we call the map method, the map transformation method on the RDD, and give it the function. So each line from the text file is passed to the function, and the result is returned into RDD. So if we call the collect method on this RDD, what we have is here. Right? We would see the date. Basically, we have the month, January 2015, and then the adjusted close price. That comes from the first text line, and the second comes from another line, etc. So we then call the map values method to map each value in the RDD to a tuple, basically containing the value and number 1. So if you do this, and basically the adjusted closing price here would be, for example, becomes itself, right? 46 45 something, right? And then number 1. And then from here we call the reduce by key method. So in the lambda function of the reduce by key method, we sum the first element together, and also sum the second element together. Right? Basically, we sum all the adjusted stock price together and sum all the number ones together. and that's what you see here. This is the sum of all the adjusted close price and the sum of all the number one for a specific month and year. So it is tuple. This is the first element, and that is the second element. And then we call the map values method on that RDD, price by month year. And in the lambda function, we divide the sum of all the adjusted close price by the sum of all the number one. Basically, we take the average, right? Basically, we take the average and return the result in another RDD, average by month year. And also later on we have to call the collect method and store the result in the result, and go through the loop for result in results, print result. And what you have is here for each month year we have the corresponding average stock price, and etc. Okay, now let's see how you run the code on Spark. So I run from the command mode, I type in py spark, and then once I have py spark running, I copy and paste the code in here because I use the interactive mode, so I don't need the two lines. That specifies the configuration and the Spark context object, because the Spark context object is automatically loaded. So I copy and paste the code in here, and then you can see, for example, if I want to look at price month year, price by month year RDD, then I call the collect method on .RDD, and you can see in this RDD the month and year are the keys, and followed by a tuple. In the tuple you have the sum of all the adjusted close price and the sum of all the number one, right? And later on you can divide by the sum of all the adjusted close price by the sum of all the number one, just to get the average. Okay, and this is what you see later in the code. You divide the sum of all the adjusted close price by the sum of all the number one. Basically, that is the average. And the new RDD is created to store the result, which is average by month, year. And then also, in order to look at the RDD, you call the collect method, and then the loop to go through each item in results, and then print the result.